All right, we are recording. Okay, welcome guys. My name's Katie Fleischer, for those of you who don't know me. It's nice to see some new faces on here tonight. Ooh, Dee, you're drinking some wine? So jealous right now. I think if I even had a sip, I'd be on the floor. I'm so tired right now. Have extra for me. That sounds delish right now. And sorry to call you out like that, but I'm jealous. Let's see. All right, I've been going straight for 13, 14 hours right now. I just got home 20 minutes ago. So, okay, let's get started. I am Katie, as I mentioned. I am the founder of Team Fly, which is the bigger team. I know some of you have been invited on this call from other coaches on our team. We're a part of Team Positude, which is an even bigger umbrella. And so we are lucky enough to be a part of one of the biggest teams on within Beachbody, or the biggest team, has kind of taken us under their wing. We get all the best trainings. We're allowed on all the best calls. So we're really privileged in that way to have some of the best people teaching us. But I wanted to start out with some recognition. And for those of you who are new on the call, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, just give a silent clap for these people, even if you don't know what it means. But these girls have done some awesome work so far this month. Rachel is at Success Club 10, even though it hasn't shown up in the back office, but it's coming. But if it doesn't show up by tomorrow, we'll chat about it. But it should be all set to show up in the back office tomorrow. Brooke is at 4. Stephanie, Samantha, Morgan, and Tanya are all at 2 and still pushing hard. I know we still have 48 hours at least left. And this is somewhat sales, so the last of the month we're all pushing hard to reach our goals. So good job, keep going with that. I am proud of you guys who have shared your messages and asked for help, and asked how to bounce ideas off of each other. I know Amy asked a great question today, which we can touch on at the end of this call if we have time. At least I think it was Amy, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. No, I was forgetting. Okay, cool. So what I wanted to talk about tonight was our why, a little bit of our story. We talk about this all the time. It's in 100 of, I forgot to mention our training. So I did not get to send out that training this morning that I promised you guys. I didn't have a second at work or at all. So I'll get that out first thing tomorrow, if not tonight. So as we've been talking through our training the past couple of weeks, we keep mentioning our why, and people that probably have never, done this type of work are like, what on earth is your why? You just get a job and you go to work. For me, I work a corporate job also, and it has zero purpose. I just walk in 8:30, punch in, do my stuff and punch out at 5, and just to earn a paycheck. I have no purpose. If I didn't show up one day, they would probably not notice I was gone. A little bit like Office style, the movie The Office Space, whatever it's called. So here we have a purpose though, and it's to make our lives better, to enrich other people's lives, and to reach our goals. So I wanted to talk about this so you guys could kind of get comfortable with it. And if you don't have a why, that's okay. You don't need to. We'll figure it out as we go along. When I started coaching 3.5 years ago, my first why or kind of goal was to pay for a week's worth of daycare. So I pay $250 a week for daycare. And I was like, I just want 1 week, help with 1 week. That's all I could think of was get me to pay for a week of daycare. All I wanted to make was $250 for the week. And then as slowly time grew on, I was like, maybe I could pay for a whole month's worth of daycare, right? And then it went up to my mortgage and things like that. And I'll talk about my why when it gets my turn and stuff. But it's basically, to put it in a definition, your purpose for running this business. Obviously, we all want to help others. We want to get in shape. We want to live a healthy and fulfilling life. But deep down, why? What's going to drive you every day? If Samantha, my sister is Samantha, for those of you guys who don't know, if Samantha calls me out for, wanting to be a slacker and quit at the 9th hour, like we've got going on right now, she reminds me of my why and what's my dedication. So we'll get into that and where kind of our story and where we came from. So one thing that separates us as Beachbody coaches from everyone else on Facebook or Instagram or other platforms is that we help people, right? I was actually talking to someone today about the legging company. I don't see a purpose with that, right? I just actually bought some face wash stuff from like another MLM. She serves a purpose. She is there to help people. She has a before and after picture and can help people, feel more comfortable in their skin, blah, blah, blah. We have a service to help people and make them feel better. And we can share that with our story, because health and fitness is so much deeper than just like a shake and a workout. Like, actually, frankly, honestly, it has nothing to do with that. Like, yes, that's what we need to do, but it's so deep inside. And so we need to gain people's trust and open ourselves up so that they choose us to work with because they know, like, and trust us, versus just buying off an infomercial. They want our help and support. So Sam, if you want to start by sharing a couple minutes of your why and story and introduce yourself, that would be lovely.
Hello. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Samantha. I'm Katie's sister. So if she calls me out on literally everything, it's okay because we're sisters. If you can hear a lot of background noise, I'm really sorry. My husband's vacuuming the basement because it flooded today. Just life. So, okay. When I started with Beachbody, I was 6 weeks postpartum with my youngest son, Max, who's 3.5 now, or 3 and something now. But I started because at first it was total vanity. I had 2 kids in 2 years and I just so desperately wanted my body back. I was like a milking machine because I was pumping 10 times a day because he couldn't nurse, and I just wanted my body back. So Katie was a coach at the time, and she's like, well, try this shake. And I was like, I don't drink my food. I eat my food. Thanks anyway, though. So I put her off for like a couple weeks. And then one day I was at her house and I was like dragging beyond dragging. And I had this shake and I had eaten like crap, like my entire pregnancy, both my pregnancies. Like, even if I ate healthy food, to me at the time, it was like 100-calorie packs and lean cuisine meals. Everything was processed. But she gave me the shake, and it was probably the first time I'd had real vitamins in like 2 years. And I felt like that doll. I don't know if you guys had it, that toy where like you push the bottom of it and it was like a horse and it was like flopped over, and then you let go and it like stood right up and it had like life to it. And that's how I felt after I drank my first shake. And I was like, oh, I can get down with this feeling. This is like magic machine. I have energy. I can deal with my kids. So that's how I got started on Shakeology. And I only started coaching for the discount on it. I wanted nothing to do with coaching with this like, group that had going on. Mostly at the time, I was just so out of touch with who I was and insecure that I like couldn't handle seeing other people be happy, but I did not know that at the time. And then once I got into the programs and I started to feel better about myself, and I had been diagnosed with postpartum depression. So I started working through the healing process of that and coming back from that. And Katie's like, well, what coaches do is just, help people and work on themselves. And I was like, I'm not a coach or a salesperson, but she's like, well, have you thought of reading a book to help yourself? I was like, all right, fine. So I picked up a book, actually the one Katie Peters is reading right now, You Are a Badass, which I highly recommend to everybody. And I just started feeling better. So then I started just sharing naturally about what I was doing, and people started asking me, what are you doing? You look better, you feel better. And that's how I got into coaching, just kind of naturally wanting to share what was working for me. And then I started to really feel like a purpose again. Like I was helping something and doing something greater than myself and feeling like a human, not just a mother. I don't know if any other moms on this call have ever felt like just like a mother and not like a human being. So it was nice to start feeling like an adult and a human and a woman again. And then I found this great, amazing, supportive group of women that I was working with, and it just made everything so much better. I was like, okay, I'll give it a try, this coaching thing. And I'm not really going to run the business though, but like, I'll just help a couple people along the way. And then that naturally just led to some income. And my husband's like, that's the money you're making there. Because at first, it wasn't, the husbands are always the last to be convinced. Mommy Burnout, that looks like a good book, Amy. I'll have to check that out. But I was able to start to really make an income with this business and doing it with a purpose, like not just sitting on my couch watching Netflix every night, which was not helping my depression. I was able to make an income. And over the last 3 years, we really focused on paying down debt and using my Beachbody income as that. because my husband and I both have good jobs and or okay jobs, and this was extra money. We kind of always thought student loan debt would be around for literally ever, but we slowly but surely started to pay off our debt with my coaching income. And 3 years in, we paid off my car, my van, and my student loan debt, and we just have my husband's left. And that was just like a feeling I could never describe outside of my own head. But I want to, part of my purpose now is to continue getting out of debt with the last loan. And now bigger things are on the horizon. No one outside of this call knows this. Except my mom. But because of being able to get out of debt, we are now putting our house on the market, and we're moving closer to family, which is not something we could have afforded to do even a year ago. So it's not just like a paycheck, even though $100, $200 makes a huge difference, because it means the difference between being close to my family and not being close to my family. And that's, my purpose is part like just helping women feel better about themselves. But my purpose for me is, connecting to what makes me happy. Being healthy makes me happy. Having a purpose, coming on these calls every week, helping other women feel better about themselves, get compliments. Like when one of my coaches or challengers gets a compliment on themselves, I feel like deeply grateful that I'm able to share this with them. So that's kind of all of my why and purpose wrapped up into one.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And the flooding in the basement is not unrelated to wanting to move.
Exactly. No, that's awesome. You've come a long way. I appreciate you sharing. Brooke, you want to go ahead?
Yes. So when I first got started, I really didn't know much about the coaching opportunity side at all. I got started with the 21-day fix. I just saw the infomercials and I kept watching them over a period of several months. And it seemed like something I, wanted to try, because I was kind of in a low place in my life. Just to kind of give you like a little bit of background, it seemed like it should be the happiest time of my life. I had like a 1, 2, and a 3-year-old, like these 3 little girls. They were all born in 35 months. And I was still working like a full-time banking career, like 50 hours a week, like with these 3 perfect little things that I had to take to like a Jewish preschool, like all day. Like we were the first ones there and the last ones to get picked up like 5 days, So, I was happy that I had these little girls, but like all the stresses in my life, it kind of brought me to like a lot of like unhealthy habits, like a lot of processed foods and reality TV and alcohol and stuff like that. So I was creeping up to like my heaviest weight ever. And so the 21-day fix program really appealed to me, because it looked like, I could still have some wine because, I needed it. So a little bit of balance. So it was a program that fit perfect into my routine. And then when Katie told me about the coaching opportunity, like, yes, we had like financial needs, but I think first and foremost, I was more focused on like change in myself. And I thought, well, that kind of sounds cool. If I do that, that means like I'll be surrounding myself with like other people on their same journey this whole time. So I was like, yeah, I want to do that. And so I got started on the coaching opportunity, I think more for the accountability side. But like I said, we definitely did need the income. I mean, I didn't know there were other options out there other than this daily grind of going to like this banking career every day, which I loved, like being around people. So I loved my, coworkers, but I was not passionate about the work. It just was something I was told you always do. Like you go to work, you're the first one there, you're the last one to leave. You like kill yourself and try to move up. So it wasn't something I was passionate about. So I definitely needed the change, and we needed some kind of change in our life to get off this path. But so I did find some financial success, and along the way, not really Beachbody related, but more like to improve our lifestyle, I did cut back to part-time. And so that was really nice that that was going on in my life. And then a summer was approaching, and I started seeing like, oh, what I make is with Beachbody is kind of like what I make with my part-time banking job. So we decided to walk away from the banking world. My husband and I decided together because the part-time income and my Beachbody income were kind of matching. So it seemed like it would work out, and it has not been easy. That's been, I guess, about a year and a half ago since I walked away. So yeah, it hasn't always been easy, but we've been able to make it work, and it's been awesome. I got to spend that full summer with my kids, so it's meant more time with them. And now they are in school. They all go to school together, so like full time. So they're now 4, 6, and 7. So now I get to volunteer at their school, and it means a lot to me. I really enjoy getting to be like active in their day-to-day routine and being able to like drive them and pick them up and not have to pay for lake care and all that. So I just, I'm working to kind of continue that and work on some other financial goals. So that's what Beachbody has meant to me and my family.
Yes, that's so awesome. And the coolest part about me and Brooke is that she signed up to be a customer through the infomercial and became the Beachbody is legit the best company like ever. And I'm not just saying that, like I've done a lot of research. So anything that they sell via the infomercial or online or anything, they give the customers straight to working coaches. So she was just put in my back office. I reached out to her, checked in, see what her needs were. And now she's one of the strongest members of our team, and we've built an awesome friendship and have been on trips together. And it's just like a little fate and kismet thing that like just brings perfect people together in their lives for some reason. So, and she's, helped the whole team. So that was one of the cool things about it. Okay. Now I know we have some new coaches that, may not feel comfortable, and you totally don't have to, but if anyone has like a little part of their why or they have any questions about figuring it out, like we're totally open here. You can raise your hand or unmute yourself and talk. If you're not comfortable, totally don't feel like it. But I'd love to hear from any one of the new coaches if you are into it. If not, no problem. And I'll tell mine. All right, that's fine. If you change your mind, just drop it in the chat. Okay, so I know a lot of you have heard my story and where I've come from, but one of the things that I find is the more I say it, the easier it is to say. So like the more people I tell, the stronger, the more confident I get in it. So I started coaching 3.5 years ago. At that time, my daughter was like 1.5 years old, about a little less, and I'm a single mom. And so the dad not in the picture at all. I was working my regular day job at 8:30 to 5, but I was also waitressing 2 nights a week. So 2 nights a week, I had my parents or anyone I could find randomly watch her. Still wasn't able to pay my bills with no support from anybody financially. I was paying I had credit card debt, student loan debt, family debt. I had it was what, 2012 or something. So like oil was like, $4 a gallon or something, $5 a gallon. So I couldn't afford to put oil in my tank because it cost like $800 to fill it up. And I did it once, and then they harassed me for months saying if I didn't pay them, they were going to come after me. And I just send them little amounts of money, and they didn't like that. But I didn't have any money, and I kept my heat. I mean, there were times where I couldn't fill my tank, and my house got down to low 50s, and I'm up in New Hampshire, and so that's cold in the wintertime, and probably unsafe. But don't call, Department of Child Services. We're all alive here. It's been a few years. The plow guy threatened to take me to court because I couldn't pay my $250 outstanding bill. I had all my credit cards maxed out, and I was just at a point where I was like, I don't know what to do. How can I work more than I already am? I was already at 55 hours. And I was like, I need something where I can't, because I can't leave my house anymore. And so, because I didn't want to, she was already in childcare for 10 hours a day. So I was like, what can I do? I have no free time at all. I mean, any mom has no free time. Any person that's working 1 or 2 jobs doesn't have enough free time. And I was am a single mom also. So it's like all the laundry's left to me. All the pickups and drop-offs are left to me. You know how it goes. I'm not trying to complain or anything, but that's just was my reality. So I had to find something where I could work from home. And I didn't even know that was a thing, honestly, until my coach asked me about it. And I feel like it was like kind of like one of those like fate things where it just like fell in my lap one day, and it was like perfect timing. And I wasn't, honestly, to be honest with you guys, I wasn't interested in the whole shake, workout, take care of yourself thing. I was like, I need money, and that's all I care about right now. I'm drowning. I can't get out. I can't see enough to make myself a better person because I can't even take care of my 4-year-old or whatever she was then, 2-year-old. So, excuse me. So I was like, I need money. And obviously she showed me like, well, if you want to make money, you probably should, focus on yourself a little bit and lose the negative attitude. I mean, she didn't say it like that by any means, but like focus on yourself a little bit and you can help other people. So I got the shakes and I ordered the $130. They really got a challenge pack, $140 with the 21-day fix. Took my first sip of Shakeology, thought it was disgusting, threw it away, and cried and called my coach and cried. I was like, I can't believe I just wasted $140. What is this? It's disgusting. She's like, whoa, calm down. And then she showed me how to make it, and now I drink it every day, and it's delicious. But, I've never looked back on that investment because though I did have to put it on a credit card then, which sucked, I was in so much debt that how much worse could it get? Right? Like, is $140 really going to show on all like these? I mean, I owed my family members money. Like I owed a lot of people money. So I was like, and this has been my thought the whole time I've been coaching, what do I have to lose? At that point, I literally had nothing to lose. It couldn't get any worse than it was. I mean, I could have lived, like, obviously I have parents nearby. They had no money, so they can't afford to help me financially. But if like I lost my home or something, I could move in with them. I wouldn't be like desolate and homeless, but I had no one who could physically help me financially help me. So, I just started helping people and really like basically doing exactly what my coach told me to do and what she did. And 3.5 years later, I've paid off every single debt. I don't have a single credit card. I don't have my student loans. I don't have my hospital bills from when Poppy was born. I don't have my family debts. I don't have, I pay my guys on time, like my plow guy, and bake him cookies. And I travel and I took my daughter and my whole family. I got a lake house for a week this summer and paid for that in cash. And now I'm working on paying off my mortgage of my own house. It's like, what should be over in like 22, 24 years or something is like, would be the top of my 30-year mortgage. And I'm, should be able to pay it off in the next 5 years at this pace, if not faster. So that means a lot to me because I need that burden lifted off my shoulders. Because I come from a place where I couldn't afford anything, and I don't want to ever have to be in a place where I can't afford my house. I want my daughter and I to feel that safety net. And I was just thinking like what really motivates me. And I got off the next trip is for the cruise, and I just got my email from that the other day. So that was pretty cool. So like these are just opportunities that I would never have been able to take. And I really lately have discovered my like true why. Like the only thing that motivates me right now is I want to buy a lake house. That's it. There's pretty much nothing in the world that motivates me. I bought a paddleboard last summer with a bonus that I earned 1 week thing through Beachbody, and I want to use it every day. That's it. I care about nothing else. I am tunnel visioned on that lake house. I have pictures of it, like a dream. I don't know exactly what I want or where, but so that's kind of my big goal. And it's scary because I remember the day that I was just praying to make $250 a month, or frankly $100 a month. Like that made such a difference to me. And now the thought that like these big dreams that I've talked to my family and friends about for the past 20 years of me wanting to buy a lake house could come true in the next few years. And I'm not saying, it's going to come like this year or anything, but it could, in the next 3, 4, 5 years. It definitely won't come true if I stop. That's for sure. And obviously like, I don't work Beachbody 10 hours a day. I don't have that kind of time. So I make it work with the time that I have. I always joke, and I said this in front of like 1,000 people on stage once when I had to speak one time, like I text from the or I send friend requests from the bathroom, or respond to the message on the toilet. Like literally, like, I mean, I feel like sometimes all moms have to do that at that point now, like, because like when else do you have time to do that? But the other day I had a call that I texted this girl who was a potential customer, and I was like, hey, I've got like 15 minutes. I'm running from Hampton to Portsmouth to get my daughter. Can I give you a call? Right? 15 minutes. That's what I had. That's what I talked. I talked to her for 15 minutes about the coaching opportunity. I work when Poppy's asleep. Like now, she goes to sleep at 7. So I do have time in the evenings between loads of laundry and dishes. And I, do think I make sacrifices, but I still watch TV. I haven't given up everything. I call myself a turtle and a little bit of a turtle ninja. Like, I'm slow and steady here. I'm not trying to, go crazy. I want consistency and to just like power through and do a little bit each day to make myself and my team better. And I think that's what all of us do there. As you can see, Brooke has 3 kids within 35 months of each other of age. She's busy, right? Or, Rachel has a 4-month-old. We're all like busy people, and, people wear the word busy with a badge of honor, which I as with some of the training through Darren Daily, I try to do, like, not say the word busy. Like, if someone asks you, how was your day? If you say it was productive, that like blows their mind. That's what I try to say to people instead of busy. We're all busy. I don't know anyone who's not busy. Oh, look at these people on this call. I know you're all busy. If you had to write out your schedule for the past 12 hours, I'm sure you wouldn't be able to breathe, but that's okay. We can all make it work, and we have. And, it's, you get in what you get out what you put in. Okay. That was pretty much my story. Does anyone have any questions or comments, or for the people that are on the call that are, new, do you have any thoughts or hesitations that you want to mention? Feel free not to talk. Also, I'm a crazy talker on these calls, even though I'm a super introvert. So it's a little weird, but I like you guys. But don't be shy, because this is all like super chill for sure. Amanda looks like she might want to say something. Are you looking for the unmute button? Yes, let me unmute you. Oh, don't mind that. Unmute. Okay, go ahead, Amanda.
Ooh, did that work?
Yes, hello.
Hi guys. So I sort of, I'm super new to this. So Samantha and I went to college together, and we just sort of, have been following each other on Facebook for the past couple of years, and I've noticed all the posts that she's making, and, personal stuff, financial stuff, and it just seemed really interesting. So I thought I would join. So thanks for letting me join and sort of listen in. It's been very inspiring. I guess maybe this is a dumb question, but I know there are no dumb questions. Do you need to be, so you're sort of throwing around terminology, and I understand I'll learn it eventually, but do you need to be a customer before you become a coach?
Good question. No, you don't, honestly. I signed up just out of the blue. I had never tried Shakeology. I'd seen, the only real infomercial I'd seen was T25.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like staying up late and watching those and been like, I wish I had the courage to order. And back in the day, T25 was like $240 just for that. And I was like, I wish I had the courage to spend that money and order it. And I never did. And no, I'd never tried Shakeology. Some people have, some people hadn't. I'd say with our team, it's probably 50-50.
Okay.
We suggest that once you do sign up to be a coach, you start using the products and programs,
Right.
because you get, it's easier to help people when you're helping yourself. But no, you can do it all at once and sign right up, and that way you don't have to like get your feet wet, and we're here to help you along the way.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a big fear of a lot of people is like, well, let me like test everything out and learn everything and have a transformation and do all these things, and then I'll share it and start my business. And it's actually, I started my business the day I hit play for the first time on 21 Day Fix. I'd been drinking Shakeology for a couple weeks, but I hadn't ordered the DVDs. This was back when you had to get DVDs. And my first like coaching posts, I did a transformation picture, and it was the day before Max was born and the day after Max was born. And I mean, I didn't lie and say, look at all the weight I've lost with Beachbody. I was honest, like, this is where I'm at right now. Who wants to join me? Who wants to like just follow my journey? And I totally shared, and you, I mean, Amanda, you've been following me for a while, and anyone on this, I share the good, the bad, the ugly of this journey. And that's just part of the reality of it. Like, I've failed on programs. I shared that when I first started 21 Day Fix, I didn't use weights. And then when I could use weights, I used canned black beans because that's all I could do. And that didn't make me a bad coach because I couldn't lift. Like, now I can use, like, I actually need to go out this week to get heavier dumbbells, and that's super exciting for me. But it's just as exciting for someone that can go from black beans to salsa, which, by the way, is a huge difference because of the glass jar. So, you know, you don't have to have this like amazing, not even transformation inside or out or finance. Like, I didn't make a significant income where like I could pay for, you know, like huge debt the first month. Like, we're not trying to say like, oh, I paid off all my debt in the first month. This is a magic business. You know, it's nothing like that. So, you know, like Katie can pay her mortgage now with her Beachbody income, but she didn't do that the first month. And, you know, so it's just about your progress, and people actually relate to that just as much as the end results. I think even more, actually.
It's true. You don't want to look at someone like, for me, I am still overweight. It's hard for me to look at a coach who is at an ideal weight and relate to them, or at an ideal income amount or whatever it is, because it's hard to relate to perfect, especially as a mom. Like, it's hard to relate to perfect. No one can, it's not relatable to many people. But that was a good question. Does anyone else have any questions or anything they want to add, or anything at all? There are no, as you said, no stupid questions, only stupid people. Just kidding. I just say that to my coworkers at work, and it goes right over their head. Well, this was good. You guys, I know that, well, we'll hop off now and give you a couple minutes of your day back. But if you have any questions, feel free to shoot them in our team page, or in the, you know, What is Coaching group page. And I know all of us are open books here, so there's no like weird things to say or talk about it. I had a lot of hesitations before signing up. Mainly, I think the biggest one was like doubt. I was like, can I do this? Like, why me? But I just kind of had to, like, when I said that to my coach, she was like, well, why not you? Like, you're made for more than that. So I hope this was inspiring. I hope for those of you guys who didn't get a chance to talk about your why, I know we've done it privately. So I appreciate that too. Excuse me. And I have, like, you know, the emails from the training and stuff, but keep talking about it. Try to mention some little part of it every day. Just saying, like, if someone, how I do it is pretend someone said to me, why did you sign up to be a coach? You know, think about that question and answer it in your head. Like, what was it? And for me, it was desperation. I was so desperate for change and for something to make a difference, and to not have my, like, stupid ass history keep going and make a better life for my daughter. So ask yourself that, why did I sign up for this? And then remind yourself of that and set a goal. And it doesn't have to be like, I almost don't like saying that I want to buy a lake house, because that's like a stupid big goal. Like, but I've been doing this for a while now. Like, I needed to set something big for myself that would really push me. So set something. If you know what the best goal is to start off, I want to make back my freaking investment. I want to make back the $140. That should be everyone's first goal. Because once you do that, you're like, okay, cool. Let's do something else now, you know, and whatever it is for you individually. If it's, you know, paying off your, you know, a loan or a bill that bugs you every month, or, you know, and it doesn't even have to, I'm super money focused. I'm an Emerald personality, but it could be something like going to get your nails done. I'm all about stuff like that too. Like, I got a spray tan membership, greatest purchase of my life, I gotta say. You know, like, do something for you. What makes you happy? Like, you know, is it going to get your hair done at a nicer place that you wouldn't have gone before because you needed 2 hours of me time, or getting a babysitter so you can have a date night? You know, things like that. It doesn't have, I'm super money focused, and it's hard for me to get around that. But like, sometimes there are other things, like, hey, we actually went to a nice dinner and spent, you know, some money and had an extra glass of wine or something. Sounds like a good time. So, all right. If you guys don't have anything else, I will post the recording in both pages as soon as we're off this or as soon as it uploads. But I appreciate you guys for hopping on, and I will see you all next week. And keep pushing until the end of the month. You got plenty of time every day. All right.
Crazier
Bye,
things
guys.
have happened. Bye, guys.
Thanks again.
Bye.
Bye.